Hello and welcome to episode 7 of the Terry Koss Show Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host Terry Koss, coming at you from the Great White North, and tonight I'd like to discuss TNA's Bound for Glory and WCPW's Refuse to Lose. First up, I'd like to take a look at TNA's pay-per-view Bound for Glory 2016. This took place on October 2nd, 2016 from the Impact Zone in Orlando, Florida. It starts out, they have a promo for the Great War between Decay and the Hardys for the tag team titles. You have Broken Matt reading a storybook to his son, King Maxwell. And, he says, as it's been going on, and he kind of outlines how the storyline has gone. And, of course, you see little cool animations in the book. And a really cool thing. I'm really getting behind Matt Hardy. I'm liking all the stuff that he does. I'm really enjoying it. Our first match was for the TNA X Division Championship, featured Trevor Lee up against X Division Champion DJZ. This was a good match. Both are high flyers. Both jumped to the outside several times. A really cool point in the match, DJZ is on Trevor Lee's shoulders and hits him with a reverse Rana. DJZ tries for the ZDT, which is kind of a rolling thunder. Sort of a rolling thunder into a DDT, misses the first time, second time ends up hitting it, gets the 3, and retains the TNA X Division Championship. Our second match was a Bound for Gold match. Now this match is a gauntlet match, very much like a battle royal, with the winner getting a shot at the TNA World Heavyweight title. This is the order of the entrants and the orders of the eliminations. First up, we had Jesse Goddard. The second entrant was Rockstar Spud. Then we had Braxton Sutter, Eli Drake, Robbie E., Baron Dax of the Tribunal, Grado, Basil Baraka of the Tribunal, Tyrus, and the 10th man in was Mahabali Shera. The first person eliminated was Braxton Sutter, who was eliminated by Eli Drake. The second elimination was Grado, who was eliminated by Rockstar Spud. Grado had his entrance, came into the ring, Spud threw him right out. Lasted all of maybe 4 seconds. Our third elimination was Basil Baraka, who was eliminated by Robbie E. The fourth was Robbie E., who was eliminated by Baron Dax. The fifth was Jesse Goddard, who was eliminated... the fifth was Baron Dax, who was eliminated by Jesse Goddard. The sixth was Rockstar Spud, who was eliminated by Tyrus. The seventh was Mahabali Shera, who was eliminated by Eli Drake. The eighth elimination was Tyrus, who was eliminated by Eli Drake. And the ninth elimination was Jesse Goddard, who was eliminated by Eli Drake. See what I did there? The whole kind of cool Eli Drake thing. So Eli Drake ends up winning Bound for Gold and gets a shot to gets a World Heavyweight title shot. Now with this, you have to declare, it's a little different than Feast or Fired, whereas in Feast or Fired, you get the World Heavyweight title shot, you can cash in your case and get the match right there. With Bound for Gold, you have to announce that you're going for the title a week in advance. So Eli Drake gets a World Heavyweight title shot. Our fourth match of the night featured Moose up against Mike Bennett. Moose comes out, has a really cool entrance. The West Orange football team from West Orange, Florida, comes out. The coach has them all psyched up. And all of a sudden out comes Moose. And, Moose does Moose chant like, Moose, Moose, Moose. And everybody, of course, is behind him. It was a really smash mouth match. Both went on the outside. Moose picked up Mike Bennett and just threw him up against the ring post. Mike Bennett got up and body backdropped Moose onto the steel steps. Moose tried for the Moose Crossing, which is a top rope crossbody. Mike Bennett ended up hitting him with a cutter, only got a 2. Moose ends up winning the match, gives Bennett the go to hell, which is a sky high from the top rope, and then hits him with a game changer, which is a lariat into a discus punch. And Moose ends up winning that match. Our fourth match was the finals of the Impact Grand Championship Tournament, featured Eddie Edwards up against Aaron Rex. The concept of the Impact Grand Championship, it goes 3 rounds. There are 3 judges. The judges will score them on a 10. The judges will score them on their aggression in the match and who takes control in the match. Each man can get up to 10 points from each judge. The match can be won by the person winning the most number of rounds, or it can also they can also win the match in any round with a pinfall or a submission. Originally, it was supposed to be Aaron Rex up against Drew Galloway, but Galloway was unable to compete, so he was replaced with Eddie Edwards, who he defeated in the semifinals. In this one, it's usually 3-minute rounds, but especially because it's Bound for Glory, it's 3 5-minute rounds. Eddie Edwards won the first round. Aaron Rex won the second round. In the third round, neither man could get a pinfall or submission, so it went to the judges. The first judge scored it 2-1 for Aaron Rex. The second judge scored it 2-1 for Eddie Edwards. And the third judge scored it 2-1 for Aaron Rex. So Aaron Rex won by split decision and becomes the first Impact Grand Champion. Next, we have Gail Kim's Hall of Fame induction ceremony. We have a special ring announcer. Christy Hemme comes out. Christy and Gail, of course, have been friends for a long time. Christy Hemme being a former Knockout. And Taryn Terrell comes out to congratulate her and tell Gail how proud she is of her. And out comes Awesome Kong to give her congratulations to Gail Kim, who has been wrestling in TNA since 2006, was the first TNA Knockouts champion, won the title in a gauntlet at Bound for Glory in 2007, and also TNA President Dixie Carter came out to congratulate her. Congratulations to Gail Kim. She is one heck of a wrestler in TNA. She got the Knockouts division going as a 5-time champion at this point, and was really cool to see Gail be the first Knockout inducted into the TNA Hall of Fame. Our 5th match featured Broken Matt Hardy and Brother Nero, the Hardys, up against Biss and Crazy Steve of Decay. The Hardys' entrance was really cool. You had Rebby playing on the piano, playing parts of Matt Hardy's theme, and also playing parts of Jeff Hardy's theme. I'll fade away and classify myself as obsolete. The crowd is really behind both of the Hardys with the whole delete obsolete chants, and the Great War is basically hardcore match, no holds barred. This was a brawl, and to me, this was my favorite match of the night. I've always been a fan of hardcore wrestling, especially when they had the WWE Hardcore Championship. I just love those matches. Guys going into the match using whatever they could to win, going in different places. We would see them outside the ring, inside the ring, and it made for kind of really entertaining matches. This one started out the Impact Zone, but went to the back as Brother Nero and Crazy Steve fought. Broken Matt Hardy and Abyss fought outside in a truck. The truck was driving as they were going. This kind of is a little reminiscent for people who remember this back then. At the WCW 1995 Uncensored pay-per-view, was Dustin Rhodes up against the Blacktop Bully in a King of the Road match. This match featured a trailer on a truck full of straw, and at the very end of the trailer was a horn. Whoever could go to the horn and honk it first would win the match. So they kind of had the overview of the truck, same as they did with the King of the Road match. Inside, Jeff Hardy had some water spilled on him and then became a crazy kind of a southerner type of guy. I don't know what this I don't know what this character is of Jeff Hardy's. If some of you are listening, if maybe you could kind of clue me in on who this is. Kind of a crazy southern guy, talks really fast, has goggles on, and it was kind of a very interesting type of thing. As Crazy Steve was beating him up, he looked away and Jeff disappeared. All of a sudden, an umbrella opens and we see Willow, the alter ego of Jeff Hardy. He came and beat down Crazy Steve some more. Excuse me. The four of them then got back into the Impact Zone and brawled. Brother Nero changed back into Brother Nero from Willow. Brother Nero changed back into Brother Nero. There were tables set up outside the ring. Rosemary tried to interfere. but Rebby came and put her through a table. Brother Nero came in. Abyss had a staple gun, stapled him in the head. I can't imagine how much that would hurt. Abyss then went to the outside and got a black bag. He then brought out a barbed wire board and threw that into the ring, and then threw in another barbed wire board. Now, he was about to chokeslam Broken Matt Hardy into it. Matt Hardy knocked him down. He then opened up the black bag and poured thumbtacks all over the board. Abyss tried to chokeslam again, but Broken Matt Hardy kicked him. Abyss tries to choke. He put Abyss through the barbed wire board with a side effect, and you could just see how much Abyss was hurting after that. Matt Hardy then took the other barbed wire board, placed it on top of Abyss, and hit him with an elbow drop from the top rope. Crazy Steve then comes back in. Brother Nero and Broken Matt Hardy end up beating up on Steve. They put a chair around his neck, and they run him into the post, and as he's coming back with the chair, Broken Matt Hardy hits him with a twist of fate. Broken Matt Hardy then gets out 2 tables, slides them together, and lets Brother Nero go up on the ladder. Brother Nero gets on the ladder, climbs to the top of it. Broken Matt Hardy puts Crazy Steve on the 2 tables. Brother Nero goes up, hits Crazy Steve with a Swanton Bomb, and gets the win. So Broken Matt Hardy and Brother Nero are the new TNA World Tag Team Champions. Our 6th match was Gail Kim versus Maria Kanellis-Bennett for the Knockouts Championship. At the start, Maria Kanellis-Bennett comes out and says she is unable to compete. And Allie comes out with her, but Allie has a little folder, opens it up, and says, yes, she can compete. Maria just gets really mad at her, so Maria goes into the ring, actually showed some good moves in this match. Spinebuster, power slam, this, that, whatever. Maria takes off the brace and tries to use it, and uses it on Gail Kim, hits her with it, and Gail Kim kicks out. Maria Kanellis-Bennett's in the ring, wants Allie to throw her the brace, but she throws it too far. Gail Kim ends up catching it and tries almost to give it to Maria, then throws it out. Gail hits her with Eat Defeat and becomes the new Knockouts champion. This is the 6th time that Gail Kim has become the Knockouts champion. After the match, Mike Bennett comes out, looks after Maria, and is just so mad because he lost to Moose. Maria lost to Gail Kim. And he says he's going to shut down Bound for Glory and that there is nobody that can stop him. The lights go out, and all of a sudden we see Cody and Brandy Rhodes. Cody and Brandy get a huge ovation from the crowd. They come face to face with Mike Bennett and Maria Kanellis-Bennett. Maria gets in Brandy's face, and Brandy gives her a kick. Mike Bennett then tries to get some offense going. Cody hits him with a beautiful disaster, kind of a springboard kick off the ropes, and Mike Bennett makes his retreat. So really good to see Cody in the Impact Zone and in Impact Wrestling. Our last match was EC3 versus Lashley for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. Both men entered the ring before Jeremy Borash could even announce EC3. Lashley speared him to the outside of the ring. They go and fight in the ramp. Lashley body backdrops EC3 onto the ramp. EC3 comes back with a drop kick to the corner and then hits a cutter, but he only gets a 2 count. Lashley then goes for a spear, hits it, but he only gets 2. Lashley has EC3 in a torture rack, but EC3 reverses it into a choke. Lashley is able to get out of it. Lashley then goes to the outside to get the world title and tries to hit EC3 with it, but EC3 gets out of the way. He then hits Lashley with the TK3 and a German suplex and a spear, but he only gets a 2 count. EC3 then takes Lashley to the outside, hits a TK3 on him with the steps, and puts Lashley back in the ring, hits him with a frog splash, but only gets a 2 count. EC3 tries for the EC3 splash, but Lashley spears him again and only gets a 2 count. Lashley then goes outside and gets a chair and starts hitting EC3 with it. He then locks EC3 in the arm and head trap, but EC3 is able to get up and break the hold. He then hits Lashley with 1%er, only gets a 2 count. EC3 gets the chair and hits Lashley with it, then puts him on the top rope, tries for a 1%er off the top rope. Lashley pushes him out of the way. Lashley goes off the top rope with a spear, hits EC3, gets a 3 count, and retains the World Heavyweight Championship. This was a really good pay-per-view. Again, my favorite part of the pay-per-view was the Great War. An excellent pay-per-view to check out. If you haven't checked it out yet, go out and find it. Let's take a look at WCPW's Refuse to Lose. Now, WCPW stands for What Culture Pro Wrestling, held their first iPay-per-view on October 6, 2016 in Newcastle, England, at the O2 Academy. This iPay-per-view was titled Refuse to Lose. For commentators, we had the legendary Jim Ross, James E. Cornette, and former British heavyweight champion Alex Shane as the commentators. We begin the pay-per-view. Bret Hart gets into the ring, has a huge response, talking about how great it is to be back in Newcastle, and how they're starting up a tag team tournament. And then all of a sudden comes out James R. Kennedy and Prospect. James R. Kennedy talks about how, Bret Hart is a past, and sometimes you have to make an example of the past. So they come in, the 3 members of Prospect come up to beat up Bret Hart, but out come Johnny Moss, Liam Slater, and Gabriel Kidd to have Bret Hart's back. So they kind of take away Prospect and help Bret Hart. SoCal Val is announced as a ring announcer, and our first match is New Japan Pro Wrestling's Minoru Suzuki up against Joe Coffey. This was a really hard-hitting match. Both these guys are hard hitters. Minoru Suzuki, of course, involved with Pancrase, a precursor to the UFC and the MMA we know as today. Joe Coffey from Scotland. A very hard striker, hard hitter. Suzuki representing Suzuki Gun out of New Japan Pro Wrestling. That's his faction. He was accompanied by El Desperado. During the match, Joe Coffey reversed the choke into a suplex, but in the end, Suzuki won with a Gotch-style pile driver. Our second match was for the WCPW Internet title. It featured New Zealand's Travis Banks up against El Ligero, up against Alberto El Patron. This was a really good match. You have the technical precision of Travis Banks up against the speed of El Ligero, up against the power of Alberto El Patron. Some cool things in the match. Alberto El Patron hit a backstabber from the top rope on Travis Banks. You saw some good high-flying action from Ligero, Banks with technical prowess, and Alberto with the power. In the end, El Ligero won with an Oklahoma roll with a bit of something else and pinned Travis Banks, and became the first WCPW Internet Champion. What's really nice, after the match, we see a handshake between Alberto El Patron and El Ligero. Our third match is Britain's ambassador to professional wrestling, Doug Williams, up against Cody Rhodes. This was a great match. Doug Williams, of course, being the veteran in this match, being a veteran of so many years. Very good technically in the ring. Former TNA, Television, X Division, and Tag Team Champion. Also was one half of the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champions with Magnus as a British Invasion. Cody Rhodes, of course, came into a great ovation. A really good match. Williams hit hard, Rhodes hit fast. Cody Rhodes ends up winning with the Crossroads, and our fourth match was a no disqualification match. It was Adam Blampier up against Rampage. Now, the stipulation in this match was if Adam Blampier lost, he got fired. Blampier comes out to a version of Ric Flair's theme, also Sprock Zarathustra. I think that's how it goes. And, of course, he comes in with a suit, and he doesn't look like he's ready for a fight. So he comes in with a briefcase. All of a sudden, we see Rampage, also known as Rampage Brown. This guy is big. This guy can hit. This guy is scary. Blampier tries to buy off Rampage to not have the match. That ends up not working for Blampier. Then the match starts. Rampage gets the lead in the early goings, just beats the tar out of Blampier, and And the crowd are all behind
Rampage.
But of course, Blampier always has something up his sleeve. He has the team of Prospect interfere, and they start beating up on Rampage, and it looks like Blampier's gonna, get the win. Rampage, of course, clears the ring of all 3 members of Prospect, and then gets back to beating on Blampier. All of a sudden, Big Damo comes out. Now, this is a surprise because Big Damo, on an episode of WCPW's YouTube show Loaded a few weeks back, he had a match up against Alberto El Patron. If Alberto El Patron won, he still got his shot at the WCPW Internet Championship. If Big Damo lost the match, he would have to leave WCPW. Alberto El Patron did beat Big Damo, and Big Damo had to leave WCPW, but Blampier or somebody somehow got him in. He comes out, him and Prospect start to beat up Rampage, and Big Damo hits him with a senton. Adam Blampier then gets a chair, puts it on top of Rampage, and Big Damo hits him, and Big Damo hits him with another senton. Just as Adam Blampier goes for the cover, out comes General Manager Adam Pacitti. He says, "Oh, it's not going to go down this way." So he starts calling all the guys from the back. So everybody out of the back comes to even up the odds against Damo and Prospect. Rampage gets the advantage again. He gets a table, beats on Blampier, picks up Blampier, and power bombs him through the table and gets the 3 count. So Adam Blampier has to leave WCPW. Our 5th match was for the WCPW Women's Championship. It featured former Chikara Grand Champion Kimber Lee up against the WCPW Women's Champion Nixon Newell. Great match. Kimber Lee known for her technical prowess. Nixon Newell known to be a good fighter. Nixon Newell ended up winning with a German suplex and retained the WCPW Women's Championship. Before we go to the next match, SoCal Val is ready to introduce the next match, and out comes Jack the Jobber. Jack the Jobber, as his name implies, is a jobber, kind of works for What Culture. And in the storyline he's going at right now, he's trying to look for a date. He's been asking, the ladies that interview and, other ladies in the in the back in the promotion, and nothing's really happened. So he tries to give her one of his toques and says, would you like to go out on a date? And she said she prefers a real. She says she's looking for a real man. All of a sudden, out comes Primate. This guy is like an unhinged animal. Like, he does not talk. He has a lady with him, and he just comes out and beats the tar out of anybody that comes in contact with him. Primate comes out, starts really taking it to Jack the Jobber. His manager tries to stop him. That unfortunately doesn't work. He starts taking it to Jack the Jobber, starts beating him up. Security comes out. Primate takes and lays out 5 or 6 of these guys. Like, he is just a beast. And so you got Jack running for his life. And yeah. Our 6th match was for the WCPW Heavyweight Championship. We had Martin Kirby up against the champion Joseph Connors. Now, how this match came about, Martin Kirby got a couple wins. He got a big win on Loaded over Will Ospreay, who won the New Japan Pro Wrestling Best of the Super Juniors tournament this year, so that was a pretty big deal. He ended up winning a 4 corners match. And on the two episodes before Refuse to Lose, he wanted a match on Refuse to Lose, but General Manager Adam Pacitti wouldn't let him on the card. So Martin Kirby thinks to himself, okay, this is what I'm going to do. He takes what commentator Alex Shane calls a pair of furry love cuffs and handcuffs himself to the bottom rope. He doesn't leave for 2 or 3 matches. He's kind of saying whatever he wants to say. Pacitti has had enough. He said, okay, if you unlock yourself, I will give you the world title match at Refuse to Lose. This was a really good match. I was really impressed with Martin Kirby. He's a small guy, but he got good wrestling skills. He came out against Connors, who won the title in a four-way match. It was him against Joe Hendry, Big Damo, and Rampage. Big Damo being the champion at the time. Damo and Rampage kind of went outside the ring and started beating on each other. At this point in the storyline, Hendry and Connors had been tag team partners, but somebody had left a chair in the ring, and Joseph Connors decided he wants to win. So he took this chair and just battered Joe Hendry, just hitting him and hitting him and hitting him and hitting him and hitting him, and he ended up pinning him with a DDT for the WCPW Championship. So Kirby, I thought, fared really well in this match. Alex Shane, one of the commentators of the night, is a big Martin Kirby fan. The people are starting to get behind him. His entrance music has like it's kind of a club feel to it. People had glow sticks, and it was really cool. It was a really fun entrance. Connors comes in, he's a bit more kind of almost the opposite of Martin Kirby. A great match between the two, each band trying to get the one up on the other. Martin Kirby hits his finisher, the Sable Bomb. Unfortunately, only gets two. Connors tries a few times for the win, doesn't quite get it. At the end of the match, we have Martin Kirby going for the Zoidberg elbow. This is an elbow drop off of the middle rope. Connors is in the middle of the ring. It looks like Kirby has got this. He's going to win it. But as time has been going on, Adam Pacitti, the general manager, does not like Martin Kirby for some reason. I don't know why. So Kirby is just about to come off the ropes for the elbow, and Pacitti pushes him off the ropes, and Kirby hits the mat. Of course, the crowd is just really mad about this. Connors ends up hitting the DDT and ends up retaining the WCPW Championship. Our last match featured Joe Hendry against Kurt Angle. How this match came about, Kurt Angle sent out invitation. Kurt Angle wanted to have an invitational battle royal, so he sent out invitations to members of the WCPW locker room, and the winner would get a match against him at Refuse to Lose. Joe Hendry ended up getting the win, or winning the battle royal, and so he gets this match with Kurt Angle. Joe Hendry comes out first. Joe Hendry, as I've said before, and I'll probably keep saying a million times since this time, he usually comes out. His entrance music is usually a parody of a song, or it's a parody of his opponent. This one was a little bit of both. It was a parody of Bruce Springsteen's Born in the USA, and this was kind of his way of saying, he's better than Kurt Angle, and it was just, really funny song. People, got along with it and really liked it. And then Angle comes out. Joe Hendry hits Angle with the Angle Slam in the match. Angle kicks out. Kurt Angle gives Hendry an Angle Slam from the top rope. Joe Hendry kicks out of that. They keep going at it. Joe Hendry puts Kurt Angle in the ankle lock. Kurt Angle reverses it, puts Hendry in the ankle lock. He ends up grapevining the legs, so Hendry's trying to reach the rope, but he can't. Joe Hendry taps out to the ankle lock, and Kurt Angle wins the main event, Refuse to Lose. At the end of the match, we have a great show of respect between Kurt Angle and Joe Hendry, which I always like to see in any kind of a bout. One guy beats the other guy, and although he didn't win, he tried his hardest. And of course, Joe Hendry, as they said, been a fan of Kurt Angle for a really long time, so this was a big deal for Joe Hendry. And even though he lost, as Jim Ross said, his stock went up. So I thought this was a great pay-per-view. Have not seen a lot of WCPW, but I've been interested in the characters and this and that and whatnot. I thought Ross, Cornette, and Shane made a great commentary team. Usually it's Dave Bradshaw and Alex Shane, but for this one they wanted to, make it bigger, make it, really cool. And So they got the Hall of Famer Jim Ross, James E. Cornette, best known as a manager from the Midnight Express, also was a commentator in the WWE during the Attitude Era. Um, and yeah, from top to bottom, a great show. If you can find it online, I cannot recommend WCPW's Refuse to Lose enough. Well, that'll about do it for my time this week. Hopefully, you had as much fun listening to me as I did talking to you. Be sure to follow me on Facebook at facebook.com/Terry Koss Show Podcast. Feel free to follow me on Twitter at Cheeto Koss. That's CheetoKoss. I would love to hear your thoughts on WCPW's Refuse to Lose and TNA's Bound for Glory. Be sure to like and share this page. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/TerryKoss32, TerryKoss32. Would love to hear your thoughts on wrestling, what you thought of everything. If you find a cool match, send me a link. If you find a cool theme, send me a link as well. So, for Terry Koss, I've been Terry Koss. I'll see you next week.